What is up, everybody? Sean and D-Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great weekend so far. A rare Sunday video from me, but we are back because pretty much this whole past week was San Diego Comic-Con, and last night, or this past Saturday, I guess depending on when you're watching this, Marvel had their Hall H debut, where they announced a few things here and there. Um, some good, some no, I don't want to say good, but some interesting stuff. So this is going to be pretty much a short little video. It's just meant to be more of like a roundup of what everything that was announced at Marvel. Now we do remember, Avengers Doomsday is set to release this December 18th. One of the things that was kind of basically leaked during this past week was an extended look of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, Spider-Man Brand New Day drops this upcoming Friday, the 31st, or the 30th, depending on when you're gonna go watch it and things like that. But I actually saw it on TikTok. I think that's where I saw it. Where there's a scene where he like jumps off does like a backflip off a building, and he does like a Amazing Spider-Man 2 intro web swinging type of thing. And you get the same thing with that there. It looked really good from what we saw. So, I have somewhat high hopes for this movie to be good. I think this movie will be good. Tom Holland, a lot of people love him. The Spider-Man movies typically tend to do relatively well, also. But needless to say, we're going to be jumping into talk about some San Diego Comic-Con Marvel stuff. So best way to jump right into it is let's see. So first and foremost, we're gonna go off discussing film. I'm not really a big fan of theirs, but we're gonna use them for this particular purpose. So Doctor Doom, maybe back it up a little bit. So we got Doctor Doom's costume in Avengers Doomsday on display at San Diego Comic Con. I like it. It does look good. Um, I don't know if there's like really anything I would change about it. So this is one of the things that I did enjoy. Let me make sure. So another thing that was announced during the Marvel panel was not maybe not during. I don't think this was during the Marvel panel, but just announced in general was first look at Spider-Man at a Spider-Man manga series. Don't really know why, but whatever. No word either on Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2. I haven't really seen anything about that whatsoever. That's just Reacher. All right, so this starts at 1 hour. Okay, that was the 1 hour mark. So let's just get into it. Where is the first thing? Oh yeah, that's right. So people who attended, they got Doctor Doom mask and cloaks underneath their like seats and stuff like that. So I mean that's pretty cool. Pretty cool thing here. So Doctor Doom mask and cape has been handed out to all attendees. There was an interesting thing about this Hall H situation where if you watch Nerdrotic or you listen to Chris Gore, there were people mad because there were people who were lined up to go into Hall H, and like I believe Neurotic said some people had wristbands that basically guaranteed them a seat and a spot in Hall H. A lot of those people were denied entry. They were told it's too full. Now the problem with this is it probably was too full because you allowed a bunch of corporations, selective media members, stuff like that, friends and family. They let them go in and they basically get the seats and stuff like that. So your average people who have been waiting to get into Hall H didn't get to get in. So it's really ridiculous. It's crazy about that. So yeah, so you got everybody here Just wearing the Doom mask. Looks it looks fine. So that was Carrie. I need to look at this. I might need to look at this a little bit later. I don't know why we're doing a Carrie movie or a Carrie series. As a matter of fact, I don't know why we're doing that, but whatever. All right, so they brought. So the first thing they did, they brought out Herbie. This is the version from Fantastic Four last year in 2025. Um, Obviously, he's in the background of Avengers Doomsday, and it's definitely a more upgraded version than what they went with instead of using the regular model here. So there's just that. So let's see. So starting, got Kevin Feige. Okay. All right. So here. So one of the things. Avengers, a re-release of Avengers Endgame is coming with an exclusive look at Avengers Doomsday, returning, and I think from my understanding, this is supposed to, Avengers Endgame is supposed to have some reworked stuff in it. I'll probably go and see this again. Maybe somebody will like leak it. If it all depends on like how serious of a rework it is. Like they're like what's changed in this movie. Um, being honest, I kind of feel like it's kind of like a cash grab anyway. Um, but that's just me. But I'd be interested to see on what's different about this movie. So the first thing that was announced, Ryan Gosling has been officially cast as Ghost Rider in the MCU. I think there is a thing here. Yeah. So Ryan Gosling got Sean Levy is set to direct Ghost Rider. Now, obviously, we are going to see those two in particular um, next year in 2027 because Star Wars Starfighter is supposed to come out in May of 2027. Ghost Rider, they have announced, is supposed to come out in 2028. So this is coming out after Marvel's Secret Wars. And here, like my problem that I have, and this is going to be another video that's going to come out maybe later this upcoming week, is we're gonna sit here and we're gonna announce a Ghost Rider movie. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Ghost Rider. He is one of my favorite Marvel characters. But we're gonna announce a Ghost Rider movie, attach a face and and a director, and I think and a, I think the person who did I think the person who wrote Loki, at least the first season. I don't know about the second season, but I think the person who wrote Loki is supposedly the one in charge of is going to be the writer. So my problem is this: we're getting a Ghost Rider movie that has a date set, already has the person in the actor locked in, has the director locked in, potentially has the writer locked in, but we can't get a Black Panther movie, not Black Panther. I'm sorry, we can't get a Blade movie off the ground, which is such a simple thing to do. It's just a guy who kills vampires. It doesn't make sense that you can't get something like that off the ground. It was Blade was announced in 2019, and it's been delay after delay after delay. Well, I wouldn't say just 2019, probably further back than that. I think there was like conversations of potentially bringing Blade into the MCU. So it's just been delay after delay after delay, and then potentially canceled. It's just ridiculous that you can't make a simple thing like a Blade movie. Like it's not that hard to do. Now there are some things I think they if they could have done it, we would have already got the Blade movie, but fans would have hated it. And I'll just save that for that future video when it comes out. But it's just annoying because I love like I grew up watching Blade. I grew up watching Wesley Snipes' Blade. I even checked out the series that they did for MTV. I believe it was MTV back in the mid 2000s and stuff like that. And then obviously I was very excited to see Wesley Snipes back as Blade in Deadpool and Wolverine. Definitely made my day with that movie. But it's an annoying kind of thing, and it's just ridiculous. So Ghost Rider set to come in 2028. And then there was just so yeah, they showed a apparently new clip of Spider-Man: Brand New Day, includes Spidey and Punisher fighting the Hulk. He's Professor Hulk, but beginning to lose it. Hulk gets hit with a web bomb, so that's just stuff. It makes sense to show a little bit extra stuff potentially with the movie coming out in a couple of days. Um, and then you had the Russo brothers back on to talk about Doomsday. This is where they announced they revealed Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider. So the cast of Avengers Doomsday, you had a few. Let me see if I can. Got a few of the people here. So, and then Haley Atwell will return in Avengers Doomsday. Probably not really a surprise. It's probably going to tie in with the Steve Rogers returning back to his prime timeline situation. So not really a big surprise there. I believe Nerdrotic mentioned also. So if you remember when Marvel did that whole that dumb long live streaming of just placing the chairs of announcing who was all gonna be in Avengers Doomsday. Um, Reportedly, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds hadn't signed their contracts for Avengers Doomsday. Now, because of the leaks and stuff like that, we do know Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is in Avengers Doomsday. Not really sure about Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, but because Haley Atwell was also somebody who wasn't announced, but this is probably somebody that they were working on the contracts during that time. So, Robert Downey Jr., Pedro Pascal, Haley Atwell, Chris Evans, all on stage at San Diego Comic Con. Uh, Robert Downey. Okay, so I can see he looks Steve. He looks fine. Sick of Pedro Pascal, but that's just me. Actually, probably it's probably not just me. Cast for Doomsday together on stage. There's obviously a lot more people who aren't here. So and then apparently Ryan Reynolds showed up as Gray Deadpool at San Diego Comic Con. That's pretty cool. Pedro Pascal says Doom and Reed have history in Avengers Doomsday. Obviously, they should. Doesn't make sense why they wouldn't. Be curious to see on what that is like in a movie. A new poster for Doomsday. Again, I like the suit. It looks great. No real complaints about the suit whatsoever. It looks like his arm is bandaged here. Um, Reed and Doom's rivalry in Avengers Doomsday is confirmed in new footage shown at San Diego Comic Con. I believe I saw where it was like this is probably the leaks where like Doom raises the Sentinels and something like that. And Victor, did you do this? All of you have lived stolen lives, and now you must give them back. And so, Black Panther 3 was also announced here at San Diego Comic Con, and that is set for a 2028 release. Ryan Coogler is back directing. I did not like Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Wasn't really a huge fan of it. I felt like it was more of just a cash grab, or not really cash grab. It felt more like they were banking on the the feelings of fans after Chadwick Boseman passed away to carry the film, and I just was not a big fan of that. But not only is Black Panther 3 is officially announced set to come out in 2028, we also December 15th, 2028. We also got the new Black Panther being announced. David Johnson. Now you may be familiar with him. He was in Alien. what was the Alien movie that came out recently? Shoot, Alien. I can't remember what the Alien movie was. Came out like several years ago, but okay, so Alien Romulus. But most you probably have also seen him in. He was in The Long Walk, Alien Romulus. Um, let's see what else he was in. Actually, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, so he is set to come in and play the son of T'Challa, a grown up version of the character that we saw at the end of Wakanda Forever. So yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like you probably could have maybe gone a different direction, but I'm okay with David Johnson. I don't dislike him or anything like that. But I don't know. It's just we'll have to just wait and see. And then obviously, Latita Wright, she is obviously not gonna be. She's basically gonna be let go after the Avengers movies. She made some comments during COVID, which is well within her First Amendment right to do so. But she's obviously going to be let go after those movies. And then Robert Downey Jr.'s journey from 2008 to 2026. And then I think, yeah, so this is just David Johnson being revealed as the new Black Panther. And then that was basically it. And some of the people got to have like little interviews and stuff like that. Um, so Ryan Reynolds tried to get a role in Avengers Doomsday during the San Diego panel, so there's no additional photography. So yeah, so as of right now, again, the Secret Wars is supposed to be a soft reboot for the MCU. Now obviously, they should do a full hard reboot of the MCU, but it does not look like that to be the case, and it's odd because instead of starting with the X-Men, you're starting with Ghost Rider and Black Panther 3, which is an interesting choice to go off of. I don't it is an interesting choice. Um shoot, what the heck? Oh, just okay. So um James Marsden, I love James Marsden. He's back as Cyclops and things like that. So very happy to see that. Haley Atwell breaks silence on the returning for Avengers Doomsday. And then oh, he did the accent for Doctor Doom. Hold on, let me put my headset on because I do kind of
You may consider
hear it. Let's see.
you may consider the alternative of perhaps joining the family of Doom.
Okay, see that's not too bad, honestly, and I know it's one of the things people were like don't know about was the voice. I think that's fine. I think that's okay. I think that's good enough for me. Now, obviously, like once you watch the movie, the more you hear him talk, the probably more you'll get used to it. And then obviously, this is about it. That was about like an hour ago. Ryan Gosling revealed as Ghost Rider. I don't think there was anything else. That was about it. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much the full showcase of what Marvel had to show off at San Diego Comic Con. Really surprised they didn't hype up Spider Man Brand New Day, even though there was a few things that was mentioned throughout the San Diego Comic Con, but not really anything regarding the X Men or anything like that. Now that could come in 2027 potentially at that San Diego Comic Con, because obviously we got Doomsday this year, and then Secret Wars is supposed to come out next year. So we could get during this time next year some casting announcements of who the X Men are going to be. And then there's Sadie Sink in Spider-Man Brand New Day, who people don't, it's unclear who she is playing. A lot of people think she is playing Jean Grey, but we'll definitely have to just wait and see when that movie comes out. We'll probably, there'll probably be some people who are gonna probably spoil it or something like that. Um, Especially those type of people who get early access to movies, not early access, but like Wednesday showings or Tuesday showings. You know, it's just like private showings. They'll probably know. They'll probably spoil it on the internet. But we'll definitely see. But guys, that is basically it. Wanted to just do a quick little video. I always say I'm gonna do a quick little video, then I get into it and it just goes on a little bit longer. But that is basically it. That is pretty much everything that we have gotten from the Marvel panel at San Diego Comic Con. But guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good one.